Alright guys, this is going to be a quick little video on shells. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, God, would this guy just stop talking about the SCTE? Well, this is something that could be informative towards anyone that's running a short course truck. As you know, there's a lot of products on the market these days that combat the parachuting effect on short course trucks. Well, what the parachuting effect is basically once the truck goes airborne, air gets caught underneath what is called the parachute, or the shell in our case, and it ends up doing funky things to the truck when it's in midair. In other words, it makes you go nose high and all sorts of strange things. So what these companies are doing is starting to come out with these different trucks, or shells I should say, that have different perforations or outlines to delete a lot of the Lexon that you're actually paying for. So what I've taken is a regular shell that came off of a stock SCTE from Losi and deleted some panels on it, and it worked. So I'm going to show you guys just really quick what I did, how I did it, and maybe how you can take it to your truck. Now remember, there's a few things that factor in the parachuting effect. The first thing, the weight of your vehicle. How much does your truck weigh? I got one of the heaviest ones on the market, so this is definitely a plus for my truck. The second thing is where do you run? Do you run inside, outside? Is there more air, more wind, that type of thing? And the last thing is just basically your driving style and how fast you want to get that truck nose down onto the landing strip and get traction. So keep those things in mind. Let's go through some of the steps. And this is how I basically did it. I went to the track yesterday with a brand new shell and started deleting panels. I'd run a few laps, delete some more panels, and I finally got a perfect mix, at least for my application. The other thing you have to factor in is how much horsepower you got. The faster you go, the more parachuting you could have. So let's look at what I did, and we'll go from there. If you have any questions, once again, as always, throw them on down below, and let's look. So the first thing on the Losi truck is they have particular perforations in the shell. In other words, they're saying, hey, cut me here. So here's kind of what I did. I'll take it off my truck here so you can kind of see what I did. The first thing obviously is on the windshield right here, they give these nice little air holes. That's more for getting rid of heat and that sort of thing from underneath the shell. But you look on the back side here, look at all that clear. These are all somewhat perforations that Losi gives on their shells. The first two I started out with were these bottom two. Now the biggest thing to keep in mind when you're cutting into your shell is always start on rounded corners, and I just basically took a little hole perforation deal thinger and cut 4 holes in, and then took a knife, scored it, and it basically just peels apart at that point. So I did those and then took a Dremel and kind of rounded off the edges here. Still got a little bit of work to do on that, so please bear with me there. I did some laps and found out that I was still going a little nose high. So I took out this panel, and this is also another perforation. And I'll show you on a stock one what it kind of looks like so you know what to look for. And then the third one is there's 2 fans that have little stickers up here. I cut that one out too. It ended up being the perfect mix for my truck. And all in all, it ended up getting my nose down. So right when I was landing on the jumps, I was getting those front wheels down and getting some traction. So the last thing I want to leave you guys here with is underside of the shell, where those nice little body posts mount. I just took some electrical tape and cut it out just so it has something to write on there. And I'll show you on my previous shell kind of why I did that. So let's look at that one. Throw this back on here. Previous shell, I'll show you where those perforations are, and you can kind of see it hopefully with the camera and the glare, but you'll see little sections right there, and there's also one up here. And then what I do was I just kind of cut out the fans entirely. This is a previous shell, and I was running the fans out of it. And then why put the electrical tape, you can kind of see right there those body posts just kind of rubbing on the underside and getting rid of the paint. So kind of helps and keeps your shell running a little bit longer. The only main reason I did this video was I'm in the market for a high flow or a Flotek body from the leading manufacturers, and I thought, hey, got a brand new shell, let's see if I can make it work. And I did. So somewhat of a free shell for me because it came with another truck, but even the ones that you have out there, it is a very good idea, and hey, makes you drive faster, and that's what it's all about. That's it for now, guys. If you have any comments, throw them on down below, and as always, if you like my channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. I like the like button. Over and out.